Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to My The Asshole Podcast. Woo! We have a beautiful Tuesday episode for you. And if you read the title of this one, it's time to get your heart broken. God damn. Woo! I ain't gonna lie to you. This one is gonna be juicy. Today's thread is, what is the worst reply to I love you? Man, if y'all ever got any of these replies, please let me know down in the comments. I have never gotten one of these replies. Honestly, personally, for me, it's hard to fall in love with somebody. And that's why a lot of times, I always wait to say it. Yeah. But some people, they don't. Some people, I think they say it too early. And I think that's what these people got. So let's get into our thread, all right? Ooh, sorry, a little burp. I was drinking an energy drink. All right. What is the worst what is the worst reply to I love you? A thumbs up. Damn. If I told somebody I love you and then they replied with a thumbs up, I'm done. Done. Oh man, I'm good. I'm good after that. Woo, I'd be dead to the world. Oh my God. What is the worst reply to I love you? Oh, being left on scene. Oh, bruh. Yeah. Woo. Okay. Yeah, bro. Damn. What is the worst reply to I love you? It'll pass. Oh. Yeah. Oh my God. And that right there would kill me. It'll pass? What do you mean it'll pass? Bitch, I love you. What do you mean it'll pass? Oh, damn. Oh, shit. All right. What is the worst reply to I love you? You haven't paid me yet is crazy. What? You haven't paid me yet is crazy. That's insane. Oh, shit. All right. What is the worst reply to I love you? That's nice. Hey, y'all been hurt. Y'all been hurt, bro. Y'all been hurt. Woo! I have never, ever been treated like this. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had some shitty shit happen to me in the pursuit, of a relationship or in a relationship in general or anything like that. Yes, I've had some shitty shit happen, but not to this degree. Oh, my God. That's insane. That's nice. Oh, bruh. All right. What is the worst reply to I love you? I know. What? Yeah. Damn. That means she knew what she was doing. You know what I mean? He or she knew what they were doing. They were just leading you on like a motherfucker, man. Oh, because I could see that happening. I can see that. And I've been in that kind of situation before where I really like a girl or whatever. I'm getting to know her and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And then I tell her I like her and she's just like, oh, I know. And you're like, because it's like, what do you say to that? You know what I mean? Like, what do you say to, I know? Come on, man. Damn. All right. What is the worst reply to I love you? Thanks. I needed a good laugh today. No. Bro, you're a joke. Your love is a joke. I couldn't be talked to like that. My love is a joke? That's insane. That's insane. My love is a joke? Bruh. That's heinous right there. Oh, that's heinous right there. Like, bro, I needed a laugh today. Damn. All right, what is the worst reply to I love you? Okay, what do you want? Come on, man. What, like, what do I want? Bro, what do you mean? What do you mean, what do I want, bro? Y'all been hurt, man. Y'all been hurt. There's no way somebody replied to you after you spilled out your guts talking about, oh man, you're this and that and da-da-da. You mean so much to me. Like, I love you. And they're just, okay, what do you want? Like, whoo. Yeah, that's tough. Oh my God. Yeah, man. And it's always like the one-liners, you know what I mean, that really hit the hardest, because that really tells you they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck. Oh, damn. All right. What is the worst reply to I love you? I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat. Oh, no. No. You know what that tells you? That in her phone, you are food guy. Oh, you're food guy. When her phone goes ding, you know what it says? It says food guy. Oh, that's tough. It says food guy, man. You're over here talking about I love you, and she's just like, I'm hungry, nigga. You're food guy. Fulfill your role. Be a good boy and fulfill your role. That's crazy. Woo! Hey. I mean, All right. Woo! What is the worst reply to I love you? Told my boyfriend at the time that I loved him after driving 3.5 hours to see him. He responded by looking constipated and then said, I'm going back to bed. So probably that one, or the time I told my situationship I loved him and he just stared at me either. See, she didn't know she was in a situationship. I think that's what that was. She thought she was in a relationship, but she was in a situationship. Woo! Oh, man. Spitting bars. Like, bro. I guarantee you she put that one in a poem. She was like, ice burns as hot as fire. I thought I was in a relationship, but I was in a situationship. Oh, man. Bro, that's gotta suck. I mean, at least the other dude was your boyfriend. You know what I mean? At least he was a boyfriend. You know what I mean? The situationship nigga was crazy. Oh, man. You thought you were in a relationship, but you were in a situationship. Sheesh. Hey, sometimes you just want to believe that it's actually going on. You know what I mean? You want to believe it so bad, and it's just not what it is. Yeah. What is the worst reply to I love you? I'm pregnant.
What did he say?
That's insane. That is insane. What? My man must have he must have hit that coochie raw, right? Nutted in her and was just like, bro, she's the one. She's the one. She's that one. I love her, man, and I'm gonna tell her. And I bet the homeboys were just like, look, nigga, like, you only hit one time. Yeah, like, are you sure? And he was like, nah, I love her. And then he was just like, I've been thinking of her for a while. You know what I mean? You the girl, blah, blah, blah. I love you. And she was just like, I'm pregnant. Like, yo, you're cooked. Like, you are cooked. All right. What is the worst reply to I love you? Why? Okay. This one I get all the time. But it's not in an I love you situation. It's more of just like when I tell a girl I like her, she's just like, why? And I'm like, oh. At that point, I don't even tell her why. I just be walking away. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm good. Because for one, she don't really care why. All right, let's be straight. All right, she don't care. She doesn't care why. Two, you know, I'm not about to sit here and explain to you why I like you. You know, that's crazy. That's just crazy. Like, you know why I like you. You know what I mean? Like, you know why. Like, you're all the time that we spent together and done things and stuff like that. Like, hello, you were there. What do you mean why? You know, like, come on now. Let's exercise some common sense here. Like, you know why. And that's why I say, with her saying why, I would walk away, because it's like, you don't care. You're just, I don't know. It's just something to ask, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why a girl would say why, but I already know those two things. For one, she don't give a fuck. And two, it's just, you know. It's like, she just don't care. Yeah, damn. I've gotten that one though. I won't lie to you. I've gotten the why. All right. Whew, I've gotten this one too. I won't lie. I gotten this one too. So, what is the worst reply to I love you? As a friend, right? Yeah. Oh. That one is a stab and a twist. Oh, because not only is she rejecting you, but now she's friend zoning you. Like, oh. Woo! You girls are brutal. I get why. It's cool. It's fine. I ain't saying you're wrong for it, but man, I've gotten that one a lot. I won't lie to you. I've gotten that one. You know? Yeah. And sometimes I would get both. You know what I mean? It'd be so bad. So, you know, she'd be like, why? And I'm just like, it's cool. You know what I mean? And then she's just like, or she'll be like, as a friend, right? And then you're like, well, no, you know what I mean? More than that. And then she'll be like, why? And you're like, fuck. Yeah, I've gotten both of them for, woo! That's a mean combination right there. That's a mean combination. Hey, you know, I get it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You ain't always somebody's cup of tea. You know, it just is what it is. All right, what's the worst reply to I love you? Sucks to be you is insane. That's insane. Sucks to be you is wild. Like, damn, girl. You couldn't just let me down easy? You know, and let's be honest. Most of these are girls. All right. Most of these are female replies. Let's be straight. I've been trying to give the benefit of the doubt and being like, there might be some dudes that would say this. Nah. Let's be straight. This was a lot of girls saying this one. Yeah, like, come on now. Yeah. What is the worst reply to I love you? Ew. That's insane. Ew is insane. Yeah. Never gotten that one. I know a friend that got that one though. And I was like, oh, bro. Oh, she thinks you're disgusting. Like, that's crazy. I was like, and this might be harsh to say, but I'm like, she don't even look at you as a human being, bro. like you're an insect, man. You're something like disgusting. Like you were not a human being to that girl. It's insane. For her to go, ew, yeah, you're not a human being, bro. You're just not. You're just not. I knew this thread was going to be good. But see, I didn't think I was going to be hurt by this thread. All right, this is bringing back a lot of memories. And I don't want to bring them back. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. All right. What is the worst reply to I love you? This happened years ago with my now ex. He was meeting my family for the first time, drove 8 hours to visit them. He was across the room talking to my brother about sports, and I mouthed I love you to him, which he responded with, nah, I'm good. Bruh, no, you can't. Bruh, she literally was just like, I love you. And he was like, nah, I'm good. Like, what? Oh, no. For his sake, I hope that, he was thinking she was like, oh, do you want a drink or something? Which I highly doubt that was the case, but damn. And it's funny, like, if you've noticed, whenever it's the dude replying to the, worst way to respond to I love you, the girl will kind of give out, like, a bit of a story. Like, oh, my boyfriend, I drove to his house and this and that. And, but for the guys, it's just one-liners. You know what I mean? Have you noticed that? Like, that's kind of crazy. My jaw dropped. He looked at me weird, and I said loudly, I said I love you. What the fuck? And he started laughing. I thought you offered me another beer. Oh, okay. When we got back to our apartment in another state, I booked him an eye appointment, and he did end up getting glasses. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. I called that before I read it. Okay. Because I was like, I'm going to give my man a benefit of the doubt. He probably thought you were offering him something. You know what I mean? He was like, nah, I'm good. Because, like, why would he say some shit like that? I know I wouldn't. Like, if you're my girl, you know what I mean? But again, he might be like me where even though you're dating a girl, it does take a while to, like, say I love you or actually feel that. Because it does take time, man. You never, especially if you've been in a relationship with a woman for a really long time, say like previous relationships and stuff like that. And I don't want to say you're scarred or jaded, but it just kind of keeps you guarded a little bit, and you kind of want to vet the girl a little longer to make sure that shit is actually, working out and actually gonna go all the way through. Because, man, the last thing you want to do is be that guy that jumps into the relationship, you know what I mean, falls in love and says it too early, and then she's hitting you with the thanks, yeah, bro, that's the last thing you want to do. All right, what is the worst reply to I love you? Silence. You never know what they're thinking after you've expressed that to them. It's sad and I'm stupid. I should have never told her that. Facts. I had that. I had that. I mean, I didn't say I love you, but, telling a girl you like her and then she just says nothing and you're like, yeah, honestly, the silence says it all. It does. It says it all. And after that, I'm just like, cool. Cool. I'm going to go home now and cry into my pillow. See you later. Like, let's be straight. You know what I mean? Like, let's just keep it 1,000%. I'm going to go home. I'm going to cry in my pillow. All right? It's the way it is. It's the way it is. God damn it. I hit my phone and it took me all the way back to the top of the thread. We were far as fuck down the thread. Damn it. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay. What is the worst reply to I love you? I love you. You love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? I love you. You love me. We're best friends, like friends should be, with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Oh, wait a minute. She sent this nigga the lyrics to Barney. Oh, no. I didn't get it at first, but then I was like, wait a minute. This cadence sounds pretty familiar. That girl was like, I love you. You love me. We're just a great big family with a great big hug. Like, damn, that's crazy. That's insane, bruh. She hit you with the Barney lyrics, bruh. Oh, She hit you with the Barney lyrics. I would have just been like, haha, that's funny. Yeah, that's why I said I love you. Because, yeah, I knew you were going to bring that joke up. Never talking to her again. I won't lie to you, bro. I would play that shit off and be like, yeah, that's why I sent you that, because I knew what you were going to do. Yeah, of course. Of course I don't love you. What the fuck are we talking about? Come on now. You're funny. You're a funny girl. Never talking to you again. Woo! Barney lyrics is insane. Wow. Damn. Oh. All right. What is the worst reply to I love you? I know. Get back to work.
Bruh.
See, that's where you start a villain arc, man. Come on. Because there ain't no way, bro. There ain't no way. Oh, there ain't no way. That would kill me. This dude probably liked his boss or something. You know what I mean? He probably fell in love with his boss or his manager or some shit. And that girl was just like, yeah, I know. Get back to work. Like, damn. No boss coochie for you, dog. Oh, shit. Oh. All right, let me see here. All right. What is the worst reply to I love you? A friend from college told her boyfriend at the time she loved him and he laughed. Damn. Like, come on, bro. Like, you didn't have to laugh, bro. You know what I mean? You didn't have to laugh. That's insane. That's a bit insane. All right, what is the worst reply to I love you? I'm dating your dad.
What did he say?
I'm dating your dad is crazy. What? Imagine a girl telling you that. Imagine a girl being like, hey, you know, this is my time, man. Hey, yo, Jackie, we've been hanging out for a minute, girl. You know what I mean? I really care about you, all this good stuff. I love you. And she's just like, I'm dating your dad. Like, what? Oh, damn. Woo, that would be insane. Oh, man, I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? Imagine, your dad is fucking the girl that you love, bro. Woo! Man. Like, damn. God, nigga, send me some pictures. No. I'm fucking around. That would be crazy, though. That would be insane. All right, what is the worst reply to I love you? I question your taste in men. Your mom said the same thing last night. I guess your daughter was right. You are a moron. You're young. You'll make dumber mistakes. So how is a bad time to mention I slept with your brother? Damn, the last one's kind of crazy. The last one was a little insane. I don't know what about the other ones, but the last one's kind of insane. Yeah. Like, damn. Like, well, okay. All right. What is the worst reply to I love you? I love you too, followed up by cheating, violence, or some other way of not living up to it. As hurtful as other colder answers are, at least you're under no illusion as to where they stand. But being told what you long to hear and having actions misaligned is the most hurtful of all. So, damn. So homeboy was like, oh, I love you too, and then commenced on cheating on her and being violent and all that kind of, damn. So I guess he didn't love you. He was just telling you what you want to hear. And see, that's why for me, yeah, man, I can't be that type of dude that'll tell you I love you if I don't feel it. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't feel it and I'm telling you that I love you and all that kind of stuff, bro, nah. And it's not because I'm a cheater or anything, or be, you know, a bad dude or anything like that. It's just the simple fact that if you tell a girl that you love her, your actions should show that, you know. But yeah, dude. It's insane. That's insane, man. Hey, guy or girl, the replies that we get to I love you is insane. And that's why I'm glad I haven't said it to a girl in a minute. And I'm so glad that I haven't really felt love in a minute. The reason being because it's taxing. It takes a lot out of you to really like fall in love with a person and love somebody. And I think that's kind of why a lot of people are, I guess, afraid to fall in love. Because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm one of those people. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people who are just like, I don't want to get into that level of feeling with somebody just yet because it is a lot. It is a lot to feel that way about somebody. And so, and again, it's not one of those things where I don't want to feel that, because me and my mom were having this conversation and I was like, she was like, oh, is it because you're still dealing with your previous relationship? And I was like, no, that's not what it is. Not at all. Like, previous relationship, over it. Don't really care for it anymore. Don't even really think about it. Sure, I'll have fond memories here and there, but other than that, I'm over it. But it's a simple thing of like, the way I've structured my life now, especially with as much content creation that I do now, you know what I mean? Obviously, with the amount of clips I'm releasing, whether it's on Instagram and TikTok, or it's the streams, I do with you guys, or just the episodes that I'm doing with you guys. All the content that I do, it keeps me very busy, and it's one of those things where I'm like, fuck, I don't think a relationship would fit into this, and I would feel bad getting into a relationship with a girl, and then she's just like, oh, I only see you once a week, because I do all of this, and I work a full-time job, so it's like, I don't really got time like that, Of course, yes, there's been times where I've gone on dates with girls, because I'm the type of dude where I look at it like there's 24 hours in a day, and if I really like the girl, I'm going to find the time, I don't look at it like, oh, I'm too busy to be in a relationship. Nah, I look at it like, if you really like somebody, you're going to make some time for them. There's 24 hours in a day, you're going to find the time, and that's the type of person that I am, is I look at it like, hey, there's 24 hours in a day, I'm going to find the time. If I, even if it's an hour, 30 minutes, I'll spend that time with you. Don't get me wrong. And so, that's kind of like where I am, I guess, in my life. And that's why like the whole concept of, love and all that kind of stuff is difficult for me to like grasp and want to be in. And I think a lot of people are like that. I don't think I'm just like that. I think a lot of people nowadays are like that because so many people are into whether they're going to school, their career, like if they're into content creation themselves, just whatever it may be. I think a lot of people are just so focused on themselves that love just really falls to the wayside. And I don't want to be that person where love falls to the wayside, and I try to give some attention to it, but if I'm being honest with you, for me, being a guy, there's just so much more that goes into it, where it's like I gotta plan the date, and then I gotta talk to her, and like make sure that she's attracted to me, and stuff like that. It's just there's a lot more levels to it, and that's why a lot of times I am so quick to just like, if the relationship ain't working out, I'm like, deuces. I am super quick to be with that because, again, it's like, dude, if shit ain't working out in the beginning and we're already not seeing eye to eye on stuff, what's the point? You know what I mean? What is the point in continuing this? Because I'm not going to try to change somebody. I don't think that. I want to meet somebody and like them for them. You know what I mean? I don't have to change nothing about you. I don't got to like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like when you do this and stuff like that. No, I want a girl that's like, I like her for her. It's like everything that she is, I'm like, boom, Yeah. But damn, this was a tough thread. You guys let me know if you've ever experienced any of the ones that, they've gone through, or you've gotten any of these replies. Like I said, I know I've gotten some of these replies. Let me know if you've gotten any of these replies down in the comments. Love to hear it. Love to hear you guys' L's. You guys heard mine. You know what I mean? I'm very transparent with you guys. And I tell y'all my L's. I ain't gonna lie. And I've taken a lot of them. And I mean a lot of them. But, it is what it is. Let me know down in the comments. Get part of the thread. So, let's get through our announcements for today's show. Then we will get into confession time and then our scenarios. So, Patreon.com/Am I the Asshole podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these lovely people did for today. You can either send in a confession time or you can send in a scenario to be featured on the show. Patreon people do get priority, man. We have close to 30 Patreons. We have somewhere around like 28 people on Patreon, man. So get in there, be a part of the community, and check out the almost 100 hours of content over there. Oh man, we have a lot of content. So, but if you're iffy, you know what I mean? I do have a playlist of all of our free Patreon episodes, so you can check those out. See if you like what we got going on over there. If you like these episodes, it's just a lot more of that, but it's a little crazier, I ain't gonna lie to you. Scenarios are a little more saucier because we can kind of, go a little crazy over there. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Get down, check out the Patreon, man. Get on there, exclusive episodes every single Friday. And $3 a month, that's all it is, man. So if you want to be a part of that, definitely check it out. Link will be in the description. I did create its own link. So it'll say in the description, Patreon link, okay? Because some people were just like, I don't see it in the description. And I'm like, it's in the link tree. So I made it its own link so that way you guys can just click that one link and it'll take you right to Patreon. So, all right, check that out. Get a part of it. Audio listeners, you Apple Podcast people, yeah, I see you. Yeah, you know what I mean? You Apple Podcast people, as well as you Spotify people, keep downloading the episodes and rating us 5 stars. Helps out the show a lot. And it helps us get in front of, new eyes and ears and all that good stuff, man. The channel has been growing very steadily, which is very nice. I have been seeing at least 3 to 4 new subscribers a day, which is really awesome. I did not think we would be kind of making that kind of progress. So I am happy to see that. Let's keep it growing, man. Let's keep it growing, keep the engagement, and let's keep it doing, man. I appreciate you guys so much for all of that. And it's for free. It is for free, man. You know what I mean? Downloading as well as rating us 5 stars. It's free. It's free. You ain't gotta pay a goddamn thing. All right. So, and if you want to help out even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, as well as subscribing to us on YouTube, man. Helps the channel out a lot. Like I said, we've been at least getting 3 to 4 new subscribers every single day. So I am appreciative so much of that, man. I am hoping to hit 2K by the end of this year. I would hope to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of this year. That is a goal of mine. We are over halfway there, 1.6. You know what I mean? So let's get it, man. At the end of 2024 was our year. I don't know what was going on at the end of 2024, but like subscribers just shot up. Like I want to say in like December time, I had somewhere around like 500. Like I jumped from, I think I had like 100, 110, 120, something like that. And then it like December hit, and then it just jumped to like 250. Then it jumped to 500. Then it went into 2025. And then, we started doing the AI subtitles and the intro and all that. And, the show just got a little more refined. And then out of nowhere before it, we hit 1,000. And I was like, oh my God, we're just going up, you know what I mean? And every single day it was like 10, 15, 20 subscribers. And then, we hit 1,500 and I'm like, oh my God, so now that the subscribers have kind of slowed down a little bit, I am hoping to hit 2K by the end of this year. Hopefully we can do it, man. I'm obviously going to need you guys' help to hit that 2K goal by the end of the year. So help your boy out. All right. Without further ado, let's get into today's confession time. Let me pull this bad boy up. Alrighty. Okay, here we go. All right. Confessions be crazy. All right, today's confession time is I ended things with my girlfriend because she wanted me to grape her. Wow. What? That's a little crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's a little crazy. But let's see what's up. We had only been together for a few months. Woo! Okay. things were great and I really liked her, but every time we had sex, she'd push me to be a little bit more forceful. Eventually, she outright said it, "I want you to grape me." I asked what she meant, and she said she wanted to pick a time when we were alone, force myself on her as hard as possible and not stop even if she told me to or try to fight me off. Honestly, I didn't really know what to think because this was completely foreign to me. I can be a bit more forceful, but the thought of actually forcing her to have sex and continuing even if she told me to stop plus hurting her like she wanted made me really uncomfortable. She talked me into trying it, and she was wearing a nice dress one time. So I grabbed her hair, pinned her to the wall, and hiked up her dress. As I started to pull her underwear down, she told me to stop and started crying, so I immediately stopped. Then she told me she didn't actually want me to stop. She wanted me to keep going. Then I told her I can't do what she's asking me to do. It feels wrong to me, and I don't like seeing her cry or the way this felt. I don't judge her for what she wants, but I can't do it. Thankfully, she understands and acknowledged that what she wants is really extreme. We ended things really well, but I still think about her a lot. I miss her and I hope she's okay. Woo! That one is a little tough. I think now when I first read it, I was like, whoa, this is a huge red flag, because it's a thing where, like, say if she ever got mad at you or anything like that, she could probably like throw some real grape allegations on you, but I don't think that that's, kind of what was going on with this one. I think she just genuinely liked the fantasy of it. And I think for her, we talked about this on the most recent Patreon episode where we were talking about like spicing it up in the bed. The best way to spice it up in the bed is to not have sex in the bed. And so in that, I was telling people just kind of like my way of kind of spicing it up in a long-term relationship. Obviously they were only together for a few months, so I understand that, but I think she was kind of like, I think for her in her previous relationship, she had like this, I guess like, spicing of the bedroom going on. And I think she liked it and wanted to bring it into her new relationship and kind of keep that going. And, I think vanilla sex just kind of got boring for her. So she was just like, no, I just right off the bat want some like spicy ass sex, which is 100% great, and I in that, I was talking about how when I was in my last like long-term relationship, talking 5 years plus kind of thing, what I would always do is like try to, in a way, like playfully, give her that like grape fantasy of, when I would see her in the closet, what I mean? She's getting dressed and stuff like that. I would close the closet door, and kind of like force myself onto her, like, what I mean? Obviously I would be very gentle about it, but I would pretend like I'm a pervert or something like that. And she's like, oh my God. And for her, it's nice because for one, it's a controlled thing. It's not like, she is fearful of it, but at the same time, her imagination can kind of run. So she's not her. You know what I mean? She could be like some other person. She could be a different girl in her head. And this is not me. It's some random guy. You see what I mean? So I think girls who enjoy that kind of stuff, obviously not all of them, but I'm sure a good majority of them, that I think that's where their mind goes, is that they're not them and their boyfriend is not him. He's just some random creepy guy and she's just like this innocent girl and stuff like that. And they like to just let their fantasy run because obviously women get turned on in the cerebral, which means simply that they're more turned on by the idea of having sex with their man versus like the actual physical act of having sex with their man. And so I think with this whole grape thing, that's how she looks at it. She looks at it like as if, she is someone else and he is someone else. and she's just a part of this, like, oh my God, who is this random guy? Oh my God, he's pinning me up in the wall and forcibly taking my underwear off, and you know what I mean? Like, it's all in the cerebral to her, and in her mind, it's like it's a movie or it's like a book, and I think that's what really like turns her on about it. And I'm sure, to him, he probably thought that she was crying, but I think she was faking it. She was fake crying. You know what I mean? Pretending and acting like a girl would actually act. Like, obviously, if she acted as herself, she would have been like, oh my God, this is hot. You know what I mean? But that would kill the great fantasy. But if she's pretending that she's someone else, then, that someone else she's pretending to be would actually cry and be in distress. And so, I get it. And I also get it from his point of view as well, because it's hard to want to be, I guess, violent with the girl that you like, or you know what I mean, or the girl that you love anyway, just because as a dude, we look at our girl kind of like a precious, entity, like that we want to protect. It's like buying a brand new, Rolex, and you don't want nothing to happen to it. You know what I mean? So you're going to do everything you can to like keep it looking nice, and you know what I mean? You're going to protect it, whatever the case may be. And that's how a lot of men perceive their women. So it's like asking me to buy a $10,000 watch and fucking smack it and scrape it up and all that kind of stuff. You see what I mean? So that's where his mind is. And I fully agree with that, because that's where my mind would be, but I do understand the whole, like, you gotta keep it a little spicy in the bedroom, you know what I mean, for the relationship to really, because I even said it in the previous Patreon episode, and it's a thing where in long-term relationships, sex is usually the first to go. And if you don't keep it spicy, then the sex is going to go, and then eventually the whole relationship's going to go. But if the sex is solid, then usually you can, stretch that relationship out as long as you need to. Why? Because the main component of the reason why a lot of either one of the other parties cheats, or, decides to go out of the relationship, is usually the intimacy. And once the intimacy is gone, that's usually when the eyes wander, so yeah. I get it. You know what I mean? You can send her my way. No, I'm just kidding. But, you guys let me know what you think about that confession time out in the comments. All right. Let me know what you guys think, because it is a tough thing. But again, women are attracted, or women are turned on in the cerebral. You know what I mean? They love the idea of having sex versus the actual physical act. All right. On to our first scenario for today's Tuesday episode. It is, went on a date Sunday, then got this today. Support needed. Okay. Hey, I, 32 male, went on a date with a 30 female this past Sunday. Went good. I thought we agreed to a second date for this Sunday. Then she texted me this today. Her, hey, so I was thinking, I don't know, I'm just in my thoughts and do not think I'm ready to go on a second date. It was really nice meeting you on a Sunday, but I don't want to waste your time. I apologize. Me, yeah, I agree. I wouldn't want to waste your time either. I thought we had a bunch in common, so kind of out of left field. Did I do something wrong? Her, you didn't do anything wrong. Thoughts, she met someone else. It's as simple as that. She is dating someone else. That's really what it was. I think what she was doing is she met you and there was another guy. And she looked at it like, both guys are great guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a date with him, and then I'm going to go on a date with him. And I'm going to see which one I like more. And all it was is she liked the other guy more. And that was her way of just letting you down easy, bro. That's really what it was. So I would let her know, or, the fact that she was like, oh, you didn't do anything wrong. Okay. Delete her number, cut contact, move on, bro. And that's as simple as that. She was in between you and another guy. The other guy won. She says what it is, man. That's dating nowadays. I've had to deal with it a lot. You know, there's been times where I would go on a date with a girl. I would think everything went great. And then she's just like flaking on, I would set a, subsequent date afterwards. And then she would kind of be flaky. And I'm just like, all right, I get it. There's someone else. It is what it is. That's just the nature of the dating game. There's nothing wrong with what she's doing. Obviously, I think she did it the right way by letting you down instead of like leading you on or making you think that you have a chance. I think she did it right. And I think you just cut, move. You know what I mean? It's just the easy way to do it. All right. I really don't think there's anything else to say about that one. It's just a cut and move, bro. She met somebody else. But you guys obviously can let me know down in the comments. You might disagree. I don't know. All right. Am I overreacting for crying after my boyfriend made a joke about my sex face? All right. I mean, what? You got a weird looking, nutting face? She'd be like, I don't know. All right. So I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty upset right now. My 19-year-old boyfriend, or me, 19, boyfriend 23, and I were having a great date night. Hold on. A great date night last night, which led to the bedroom. When we were done, he asked me if I finished and then said, "Your face was hilarious when you did. It looked like you were possessed." I was completely caught off guard and felt this rush of guilt and shame, and I ended up sobbing all night and slept in another room. He also said when I was crying, all the other girls I've slept with have laughed about stuff like that, which hurt more since I'm not any of his exes. Now, see, that's where he went wrong, bro. You don't compare your current girl to your exes. You don't ever do that. Never, ever, ever do that. Don't ever compare your current girl to your exes. Don't ever do that. That is asking. What he did is he turned a bad situation worse. Oh, nigga, you're stupid. Okay. Let's see. I really hate being compared to previous partners. It feels unfair. See? Told you. We haven't talked since then, but I'm still just so hurt by what he said. For me, sex is completely personal, and I didn't even want to post about this, but I need some anonymous advice on this. For context, I have pretty bad self-image issues that I have shared with my boyfriend, and he knows that I can react a bit more sensitively to comments about my appearance than others might. But this was truly taking it too far, in my opinion. I know that in truth, I'm probably not too bad looking, but I've been told since elementary school that I'm ugly, worthless, and that nobody would love me. So it's still hard for me to think otherwise. I've also been SA'd multiple times by different partners. He is aware of this, which makes trusting someone enough to be vulnerable like this is really hard. I honestly do think I can have sex with him again. I don't think I can have sex with him again after this. Am I overreacting? Okay. All right. I'm gonna preference this in the beginning because I always feel like I have to do this, or else there's flaming feminists in my comment talking about you are insensitive. So I understand where you're coming from, and I understand her feelings. Why do I understand her feelings? I understand her feelings because obviously in the past she has dealt with these things that have kind of become trauma triggers to her. 100%. The boyfriend obviously understands that. All right. 100%. I get that, definitely. And so, it has made her a little more sensitive, but I do think you are overreacting to this. Why? Because to him, it was just a simple joke. Now, did he fuck up? Yes. He shouldn't have compared you to his exes. I even think that's stupid. I'm like, nigga, what are you doing? You turned a bad situation worse. That was dumb to do. That was on him. That's his blender. All right. That was stupid. So now I think obviously have a conversation with the dude. You know what I mean? And just, I get how you're feeling. I get your emotions are high and they're up here. But obviously, separate for a little bit, let your emotions come down, and then just talk to him about it. Why did you say that? You know what I mean? What? I know you were making a joke, but why is it that you said that? And then he can be like, well, babe, it was just a joke. Like, I thought you would laugh. I'm sorry. I didn't know that would, upset you or set off a trigger for you. You know what I mean? Because us guys, we sometimes, when we're in like the vulnerable moments with our girl, we feel like, oh my God, you know what I mean? I can kind of make these kind of jokes because we're being vulnerable together. Obviously we're both in this vulnerable moment. So you know what I mean? I feel like I can make this kind of joke and it would just be silly and it'd be kind of funny. And we're both, being vulnerable and it's okay. Sometimes that's not the case though. Sometimes the girl kind of takes it and it's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Again, how he went about it was completely wrong. The comparing thing, that I think is a whole nother conversation you'll probably have to have with him. But for this situation and scenario we got going on here, let's just say that, obviously ask him, you know what I mean? Why did you say that? I guarantee you he's going to be like, oh, I thought it was just a joke. I thought that you would laugh at it. And, just be like, well, look, you know what I mean? This is how it made me feel and stuff like that. And I guarantee he'll be like, oh, my bad. And, I'm so sorry, babe. Like, I didn't know this and that. Like, again, it always comes down to the communication. I am for, and I said this on the Patreon episode, I'm for relationships and marriages staying together. I think women jump straight to breaking up and they jump straight to divorce so quickly without having the communication first. Like they feel like them being upset and angry and then being like, oh, I'm upset for this and da da da. How dare you do that? They feel like that's the communication and then they leave. And it's like, bro, you didn't hear him out. You don't understand why he said that. He might have, said that and totally regretted it saying it. A lot of guys are just like, what the heck? It was just a joke. Like, I didn't think that this was going to, you know what I mean? So it's like, have a real conversation with him first before you decide, I'm just going to leave. You know what I mean? Have a real conversation with him first. Get his side of the story. And then if you feel like, oh, you know what I mean? Cool. I know why you said it, this and that, but I still don't like it and I still want to leave. Then you can leave because then you're a little more justified. At least you heard him out. At least you guys talked about it. You had some communication there. You know what I mean? So again, I said this on the Patreon episode as well. There's been a lot of times on this show alone where I have given advice to either a couple or married couple or whatever the case may be. And then they will write back into the show talking about, hey, you saved my marriage. Hey, you saved my relationship. Because what did they do? They had a conversation and they saw how the other person saw they talked about it and they were able to see what the other person, how they saw that situation. Because that's all it is. It's just misconstruing. Because for her, she probably thinks like, oh, you were making fun of me and you were calling me ugly like all the other people were. And then for him, he's like, I was just making a joke. You know what I mean? We were in such a vulnerable situation and, and I wanted to just make a silly little joke or whatever. I didn't think you would take it that far. My bad. And you guys just have that conversation, because a lot of times what it is when you guys both put you guys is like both how would you say it, when you both put like your versions of how you saw the scenario on the table and then you both get to see how the other person saw it, then you're like, oh, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. Like, okay, well, and I get it. You're feeling this way because, your emotions are high and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I always say it's best to just kind of separate, let the emotions come down, then talk. Because now you're coming at it with a more clear mind. You're coming at it with a little more understanding. And then you're like, oh, all right. He wasn't calling me ugly. He wasn't trying to trigger, some past things that happened to me. He was just simply making a joke. And he's going to be like, I'm sorry about that. Now, like I said, the whole comparing to the exes thing, that's another conversation. You'll have to have that on your own. Deal with that. How are you going to deal with that? But yeah. So, I think initially you're overreacting just because you could have a conversation with him, and I guarantee you he looked at it like it was just a joke, So you guys let me know what you think about it in the comments. I mean, agree with me, disagree with me. Let me know what's going on. All right. Yell at me if you want. You know what I mean? Okay. This is going to be our last one for today's episode. I know we didn't do a lot of scenarios today, but you know what I mean? That yield hour is approaching. So let's get on into this last one. All right. Cheating story. My girlfriend's story. Okay. A couple of days ago, I went to my girlfriend at the Time House. Okay, I don't know what the Time House is, but okay, sure. We don't go to the same college, but we're only an hour apart. For some context, she has a massive drinking problem and always gets too drunk and is the drunkest one out of her friends every time. That, my friend, is a very big red flag. Girls who get drunk and they consistently get drunk and they have a problem, those are not the girls to be dating. I ain't gonna lie to you. Those are the worst of the worst kind of girls to date. They really are. Because they blame everything on the alcohol. Just saying. All right. She always gets too drunk and is the drunkest one out of her friends every time. I get to her house and she tells me that she doesn't remember anything that happened last night and is worried she might have gotten with somebody because her friends told her that. I believe that she doesn't remember anything and her friends say she was unresponsive and could not string a sentence together. Was this cheating or sexual assault? Or is it somewhat of a gray area? I have been around her blackout and she truly has no awareness of what's going on. And I'm not sure if this is one of those situations. She is now saying that this was not consensual and that she would never do anything like that to ruin our relationship and all that. Also, she is going to AA and says she is never drinking again. I really don't know what to make of this situation and honestly don't know what I should do. Woo! Yeah, bro, she needs to cut alcohol immediately. Immediately. She needs to cut that shit, cold turkey. Because, if she did get SA'd, that's a big deal, bro. That's a big deal. And then the fact that she can't remember it, that tells me that she went to one of these college parties. One of these little frat guys was just like, bloop. And, hey, you want a drink? And she was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And then, she was just like, and homeboy was just fucking her unconsciously. You know what I mean? You never know, especially on a college campus. That shit could happen. And so, that's why I always say, the girls that get crazy drunk like that and stuff, they are just not the ones to be dating because they're the ones that put themselves in these kind of situations all the time. And it's not conducive to a relationship, man. Now, obviously, you're already with her and you love her and you care about her and she's willing to go to AA and all this good stuff. So, obviously, you're on the right track. But as far as, this SA thing, if you want to see it as cheating, you can. If you want to see it as it was a thing where, because here's the thing. She could be just saying that to cover up the regret of sleeping with this dude. It could have been a thing where she was cognizant the whole time. She had slept with this guy, then realized, oh shit, my man, what if he finds out this and that? That could happen. You don't know. That could happen. Again, that's why this situation kind of goes by, you can either choose to believe her or you can choose to not. You know what I mean? If you choose to believe her, then yes, I think he does choose to believe her because he was like, oh, I believe she was blacked out and doesn't remember anything. Because he's seen her, you know what I mean, in this inebriated state. And so since he's seen her in this inebriated state, he kind of looks at it like, that kind of checks out. So again, it's a thing where it's up to you in this situation to be like, do I trust her or do I not? That's just really up to you. And if you do trust her, hopefully she does go through with this AA thing and does not want to do this anymore and be going to frat parties and all that kind of stuff, because again, that kind of behavior is just not conducive to a relationship. Sorry. It's just not, it's too high of a chance for her to, fall into something, or, to cheat on you, or to get talked into something, or get graped. Like, let's be real here. So again, that's up to you on that one, because obviously we don't have enough evidence to tell whether she did that stuff or not. Obviously the friends say that, hey, she slept with another guy. So maybe if you believe the friends that she slept with another dude and she doesn't remember it, that might be enough for you to be like, that was cheating. But again, I think this is a decision you're going to have to make, dude. You know what I mean? This is really a one you're going to have to make. It's a tough one. I get it. And I think that's probably where you're stuck. Like, I don't know whether to believe her or not. But from the evidence that you gave me, it's kind of down to, do you believe that, she, because it really goes only two ways. It's like, one, she slept with homeboy, regretted it, and then says she got SA'd, or she actually got SA'd. Like, there's only really those two options. So, because, I mean, in either one, she is inebriated as fuck. So it's like, was the alcohol that led her to sleep with homeboy because they were at the party and maybe dancing on each other? She was, feeling his dick on her butt, and she was like, ooh, you kind of cute and might as well, like, hey, and then she had sex with him and realized, oh, fuck, I have a boyfriend, like, what am I doing? Or was it a thing where one of the frat boys was just like, bloop, hey, girl, you want a drink? And that could have happened too. It's up to you to, which narrative you want to believe, man. That's up to you. But I do hope you the best. I really do. And hopefully she goes to AA and actually fixes her shit, because, yeah, that's all bad. But that's going to be it for me. You guys let me know what you think about that scenario, as well as all the scenarios we've gone over today. Let me know what is your worst reply to I love you, or if you've gotten any of those replies that we went over. Yeah, man, I'll see you guys on Thursday for another couple chapters of our book. I don't know if we're going to do 3 or 4 chapters, because the Hooked has a lot of like very short chapters where they're maybe like 5-10 minute chapters. So, sometimes I'm like, I could squeeze 3, I could squeeze 4 chapters in. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. But the book is getting good, man. I am excited to continue getting in there. You guys are enjoying the book a lot, so I do appreciate that. And, yeah, man, I'll see you guys on Thursday. We'll be reading the book and doing our thing. Let me know what you think about everything we covered in the episode. Patreon.com/MyTheAssholePodcast. Get that exclusive episode every single Friday. Paying $3 a month. Get you all that exclusive stuff, man. All right. Love you guys all. I'll see you on Thursday. Peace.